Hi lovely people, it's Loretta with Sparrowhawker Designs. Welcome back to my channel. So I have another Circle and Stitches video, but first I'm going to share with you, I got an entry to my challenge, which is now over. This is from Pirjo, I don't know how you pronounce her last name, Callies. She has a YouTube channel called Pirjo Blues. And she had entered my challenge, but because of COVID, she was like, I think it's going to take a long time to get to you, and it did. But I knew it was coming, so I still did enter her in the draw. So let's see what she sent. Oh, I'm so excited because I think I only have one more after this that's coming, and then I can actually put that project together, which is going to be exciting. So it looks like she made this beautiful envelope. I see all the stitching. The cute little, oh, isn't that adorable, little fox fabric. So let's see. Oh, look. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so cute. And it's like it's Christmas. It's Christmas themed. Oh, that's adorable. So she did a outline stitch here, or a blanket stitch here, and it looks like a burrow stitch in there, and there's some cheesecloth. And I am not really sure. I think these are paper flowers on top of a little doily. That is so cute. Let's see what is in here. Oh, neat little card here. So she says, I hope this arrives before Christmas. So this tells you how long it took to get here. Poor thing. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look at that. Look how cute that is. Oh, I love it. You have to tell me if you made this. It is so pretty. So it looks like some kind of just sheer fabric here. And this is, I love this fabric, whatever this is. Like, it looks like a ticking maybe. She did a blanket stitch around the outside and a burrow stitch here. And she put a little flower and this beautiful cameo. I hope you guys can see that. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. That is so pretty. And I don't think I have anything. I think I only have one or two that have red in it. So these are great colors. So this is her channel. If you want to check her out, I will put a link to her channel in the description box below. Thank you so much, Pirjo. They're just lovely, and they're gonna make a wonderful addition to my wall hanging. I just have one more. I have one coming from Lenica, and then that will go. Then I will be able to put the wall hanging together. But look at this envelope. Isn't this pretty? So cute. Oh, just so adorable. So I actually won a journal from Pirjo in one of her challenges that I had entered, and I did a video on that journal, and it is just adorable. It's so, I don't know, her work is it's got just such a neat, sort of pleasant feel to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, so today, this is the block that I worked up for this week. You can see my stitches are not perfect, but I didn't mark it or anything. So, so what I've done on this block is, this is a blanket stitch wheel. And then I did a Y stitch around the outside with a lazy daisy in the middle, and then a French knot on the very outside, and then there's also like a burrow stitch in here. We've gone over lazy daisies and French knots, and a burrow stitch is literally, I mean, I'm sure you know how to do those. You just go up and down. So I'm going to show you how to do the wheel and the Y stitch. So today I will be using, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this bright orange size 8 pearl cotton. But on my block, in order to get, so in the center here I use this Valdani sort of gray blue, and then I just did a little bit of glue in the center to get everything on to quit moving, and I used my glue stick for that. And I used a size 8 embroidery thread. No, I'm sorry, size 9. Right there, it says size 9, Loretta. Woo! Gotta get with it. And then you can use, if you don't want to glue, you can use Coats & Clark Summer Brown, or a matching thread, even if you want to whip stitch it down. I just tend to promote this one because it kind of blends in with everything. And once you get your stitches on, you usually don't see it anyway. Now with this one, since there's nothing going, no stitching going over the edge, it might actually, this might actually show if you used it on that. But it blends in with the gold fabric. So anyway, you can use whatever you want. And I've got my 10 by 10 wool mat that I always use to stab my needles into. But I don't really think I'll need it for what I'm going to show you. So the Y-stitch is super easy. It's a variation on a V-stitch, and we've been doing that quite a bit. So the Y-stitch is, you come up, whoop. This piece of fabric that I've been using to demonstrate my stitches on, I've just been tearing the stitches out and starting over, so it's getting really holy, and so my needle's just going straight through. Anyway, so you would normally do like this for a V-stitch. And instead of going straight down, you just come down and make a tail on it. So it's a Y-stitch, or some people call it a fly stitch, I do believe. And that's all there is to it. And you can use these willy-nilly, like just randomly, or you can use them like I did and make a whole thing out of it. I think I have like dog hair on here. So yeah, so that's the Y-stitch. Super easy, variation on a V-stitch. Now for the pinwheel, this one is, it really is hard to get your pinwheel right if you don't have some kind of an outline, or you don't necessarily have to draw a circle because, but you could just do like, I don't know, like points where you want to make your stitches even, if you have something that you won't, like a pen or pencil that you won't be able to see. Because otherwise, and part of the reason this looks a little off is because it's variegated thread, so this is darker on this side than on this side. But yeah, as I've talked to you before, I don't really go for absolute perfection. I try to do the best job I can most of the time, but I am not one who really even wants my stitches to look completely perfect. But that is a stitcher's choice. You do what you want. And I'm going to make this extra big because, so that you can see it. But you start on the outside, and then you're going to go. Now you're probably I know you've done the regular old blanket stitch. If I can find it in here, you've done the regular old blanket stitch. It's done just like that, only kind of on a larger scale. And instead of moving along, you're going back to the center each time. So keep your, as usual, I kind of control the thread with your non-dominant thumb, however you're doing this, left-handed or right-handed. And then you're going to come back to your line, or whatever, however you're marking it, or like I didn't mark mine at all. And you can tell. And so you're going to hold on to this. There you go, and then you're going to let it go. Now, you're going to move over to the next one. So you're going to go back to the center, and you're going to come over and make your stitch. Well, if I can get it on that line, there we go. Just like that. So it's just like a regular blanket stitch, except for instead of this part where you put your needle in the center, normally on a blanket stitch you'd be moving over. You're not doing that. You're just going back to the center, and you're going to make a big wheel. You're going to go around in a circle. The hardest part about this is to try to get, when you get over to the end, is making sure that your stitch, you don't have one giant stitch or one super close together stitch, you know, that kind of thing. So that's it. And then you can do variations on this as well. See, it does look much better when you actually have some kind of guiding thing. But I don't ordinarily, usually when I use the stitch, it's not on a circle. It's usually just somewhere on the fabric of a crazy quilt. So you don't really notice the imperfections of it as much as you do when it's isolated on a circle, like with these, you know. So anyway, this is all there is to it. Now you could do, like I said, you could do a variation on these. You could put something in the middle of your stitches. You could put just a straight stitch, or you could put a row of French knots, or if you have enough room, you could do lazy daisies in there. And then you could do something along the outside of your wheel as well. You could do a weave in and out. You could do some lazy daisies here, or X's, or anything like that along the outside. You don't have to just leave it as it is. And you could go, like I said, you could go back in and just start in the middle and just kind of do short stitches in there, and that would make it look kind of thick, you know. So real quick, I'm just going to come around the camera and try to do it a little up close and in the right direction. So you're just going back to the center. And there you go. So next week, I'm going to try to do the tete boeuf. I think that's the name. Tete boeuf. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's French. I really need somebody to teach me how to pronounce French things. Anyway, that's the stitch I'm going to try to do for next week. Yeah, just like that. And you make a whole wheel. Isn't that cute? I think it's darling. Anyway, that's buttonhole wheel and a Y stitch. Sometimes people call it a fly stitch. And that is it for this week. I thank you all for watching, and thank you very much, Pirjo, for your entry to my challenge. I can't wait to put the whole wall hanging together. But yeah, so if there is a stitch that you want me to demonstrate, just leave it in the comments below. Some stitches aren't very good for circular things, like they are linear stitches, you know, and so there are lots of stitches that I probably won't be able to get to using, well, obviously there's hundreds of stitches. I'm not going to get to all of them, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so if there's something that you want to see demonstrated that I might not be able to do on a circle, but you just want to see me demonstrate, just leave it in the comments below, and if I know how to do it, I will show you how, and if I don't know how to do it, I will look it up and try to figure it out. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. The sun is shining here, and it's like a balmy, like 55, so yeah. Grandson still isn't here yet. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.